Hello and welcome back to Thalric Plays Mordheim, City of the Damned. Or learns, I should probably say at the moment, because we are still doing tutorials. Unfortunately, I did record the second tutorial, which is why it is crossed off here, but something happened with the recording and I can't use it. So we will do it again. So I already know what is going to happen, but let's have this learning experience together again. So let's just get into it.
You take control of a mercenary group seeking to plunder what's left of the riches stashed in a corner of the merchant's district. As the search goes on, it soon becomes clear as to why the ruins haven't yet been plundered when your warband is ambushed by the Sisters of Sigmar. Master the lessons of this tutorial to survive their onslaught.
Okay, so I'm going to pause the video since the loading took a while last time, so we'll be right back once the loading is finished. And we're back, so let's see what we get.
A new round has started.
Okay, so it looks like this time we will be playing as the mercenaries against Sisters of Sigmar. So it's the last remaining two factions that are available in Mordheim. And we're going to learn about line of sight. Mordheim is eerie and its many alleys and streets confuses even the most seasoned warriors. Only the positions of enemies that are visible to one of your warband warrior will be displayed on the map or in strategy view. As soon as an enemy is out of sight, it will vanish and its behavior will remain unknown until it can be seen again. Unknown enemies will be displayed as question marks in the initiative ladder, and their last known location will be available on the strategy view as question mark as well. I really like the look of the sisters. I love the hammers and the Sigmarite shield. I think it's a pretty cool look. Okay, so next is multiple targets. When there are multiple targets available for an action, they can be cycled through using E and Q, which is what we found out at the end of the first tutorial as well. And this is true when there are multiple out-of-combat actions available as well, such as athletic actions or loot actions. So first we select attack and then we can cycle between the two opponents. And I think we will stick with her because we have already scored a counter attack on her, so she's got lower hit points. And then we will attack us. Oh, I misclicked there, I clicked a bit fast, and so the attacks went on the wrong character. Next up is dodge and parry. To increase their survival chances, warriors can use defensive combat stances. Each type of stance provides a different benefit and they all end the warrior's turn when used. The base stances are dodge stance, available to most warriors, and a parry stance, requires a parrying weapon such as a shield or a sword. These base stances both cost 2 SP. While using one of these stances, the warrior will automatically try to dodge or parry the next successful melee attack it suffers. At the beginning of the warrior's next turn or after a dodge or a parry attempt has been made, the base stance effect is lost. Parrying successfully also reduces the cost of a counter attack performed in response by 1 OP. So that's pretty good, I think. So if we could afford to counter attack with the remaining offensive points we have, or at least if we had one more, I think we should probably use the parry stance and dodge stance in the other circumstances, although I don't know if there is if they are influenced by other factors as of yet. So first we are getting a hammer to the face, and then we're getting a hammer to the face again. And then she's using the dodge stance. Okay. Action cycling. Use Q and E to cycle through actions available for the active warrior. As strategy and offense points diminish, or as targets get closer farther in range, the options available in cycle window will vary as well. Okay. Next is aim and ranged factors. Instead of performing a normal shoot attack, warriors can use the aim action at the cost of 2 SP and OP. Aim increases the chance to hit by 20% and critical hit chance by 5%. Okay, that's pretty good, especially if we need the hit chance, I think. Other variables can modify the chance to hit for ranged weapons, so it can be modified by being more elevated, because of cover, if the target is wearing a shield, or if the target is engaged in close combat. So right now we're at the shoot, so now we are at aim, so it looks like 95% is the best hit chance we can get, because we're not going up to 99, which we should. So we will use aim on the only target that is in range and visible. And then we will reload. And end our turn. Okay, next up is delaying. Making a warrior wait before its next turn is often a viable strategy. Instead of wasting a turn doing nothing, the warrior can perform a delay action at the cost of 1 SP to slide further down the initiative ladder by 3 positions. The warrior will then resume its turn with the amount of points it had left. Delay cannot be used if the warrior is last on the initiative ladder, which makes sense, of course. So here we have the problem that we are boxed in, we can't move past our allied character here, so that's why we will have to delay, so that the other character here can move out of the way first. Next up is surprise attacks. Warriors can use offensive combat stances to surprise moving enemies. Each type of stance provides a different benefit, and they all end the warrior's turn when used. The base offensive stances are ambush, requires a melee weapon. In this stance, the warrior will charge and attack an enemy that enters into its charge range, typically equal to 1 movement range. A successful ambush inflicts a debuff that reduces hit chance by 10% for any counter attack performed in response. So that's pretty good. And the second one is Overwatch, which is basically the same for ranged weapons, but it doesn't, of course, it doesn't reduce the hit chance. And its range is based on the weapon you have equipped, and both stances cost 2 OP, so you can only use them if you have them left. It also causes the enemy movement to be committed, so if you remember back to the basic tutorial, you can retrace your steps and gain back your action points if you don't want to commit to the action you've taken. If you get caught by ambush or Overwatch, you have to commit your action, so you can't just go back and get your action points back. So we will move him out, and now we are getting ambushed by a sister with a big hammer. And then we will attack her. And then we will attack her again. And end our turn. Next up is the charging attack. So when an enemy is within 1 movement range of a warrior, the charge action becomes available, allowing the warrior to dash forward and attack the enemy. A charge costs 3 OP and requires a melee weapon, which makes sense if you want to charge someone. You wouldn't do it with a ranged weapon. And it can be used to close the distance to an enemy even with no SP remaining. So if we get close to him, close enough that 1 more movement would bring us into close combat range, we can do so with the charge. Charging has a minus 10% hit chance, but 50% increased damage. And a successful charge inflicts a debuff that reduces hit chance by 10% for any counter attack performed in response. So it's a pretty good skill if you can risk the lower hit chance. So we will move up to here, and now we're out of action points, but because the next movement action would take us close enough, we can charge. And we've got a 66% chance to actually hit with the charge. And we do. And we dodged, she missed with her counterattack. And then we will end the turn because apparently we can't attack anyone. Okay, cool. So now we can move our character who had to be delayed before. So apparently you can't charge characters that are already engaged in combat, or I'm doing something wrong here, so I'm just going to walk into combat and attack her. And that's one hit. And let's do another one. Okay, and then of course we won't delay. It wouldn't help us, and we just end our turn. She climbed up there. We just jumped down so far, so climbing up works as well. And we got critically hit there because we are stunned. Potential ranged targets. A warrior equipped with ranged weapons will see red arrows around its feet pointing towards valid targets to shoot. As the warrior moves and the potential targets fall in and out of sight, the arrows will appear or disappear. Okay, so we've got a visual help to see who we can hit. Stance symbols. Any warrior who's still in a valid stance will have visual effect around its feet to reflect that they are ready to perform an action. Allies will also display an icon above their head to help you keep track of the stances taken. Enemy warriors will not display the stance icon. Okay, so we have a ranged character here, so let's go on the map and see where we want to go. It looks like there is a character here, so we are probably supposed to try out Overwatch, so that is what we are going to do. We're going to activate the Overwatch stance and do nothing else. And that worked exactly as we hoped, but of course she's going to make it into close combat with us and hit us in the face with a hammer.
A new round has started.
And we are pretty close to getting killed here or taken out of action. So next up is Disengage and Flee. When a warrior wants to retreat from close combat with an enemy, it has two options. One, it can do so by safely using the disengage action at the cost of 1 SP and 2 OP, carefully moving back from the enemy by a few meters. Or 2, the warrior can flee, costing only 1 SP, but that grants each engaged enemy with melee weapons a free attack, so that's pretty bad. And after that, the warrior will then run a fair distance from the opponents, if he survives to do so. Both options can only be attempted if there is sufficient space behind them. Some warriors are very bold and will never have the disengage or flee option. More information can be found in the warrior's perks info when out of combat. Okay, so we should have the option here, but we don't. So I'm assuming that we actually can't disengage here. So we will keep on attacking, but we will attack her because she's closer to death, and then we will attack again, and And once again her. And that was enough to take her out. Okay. Ah, good. So there wasn't enough space for us to actually flee. So unfortunately we could only flee, which would pretty much kill us because we have 4 hit points left, and is assuming she will hit, which most likely she will, we will be out of action. So let's get into dodge stance and don't do it. We will try that out another time. Of course we died anyways, but that's okay. At least we know that we couldn't do it because we didn't have any room to actually do so. Switching weapons. Every warrior can carry up to 2 sets of weapons. You can change your active weapon set during combat by using the switch weapons action at the cost of 2 SP and 1 OP. Okay, so we are in close combat now and we have our bow equipped still, so we're going to switch our weapon. So now we've got a shield and a sword. And that's all we can do, so we will end our turn. And that actually completes the tutorial. But as the same as last time, I want to try and finish this. So I think we should try it and see if we can practice some of the things we have learned now. Okay, so there actually isn't anything useful for us to do except attack, so we will do that. And then she got taken out, then we will go to the map. We are here and there's an enemy over there, so we have to jump down here. So let's try it. It's a 72% chance to succeed. And it did work. And we could charge now. So apparently we can charge into close combat, and I'm assuming that it was once again a lack of space that caused us to not being able to charge. So let's charge her. And we managed to hit her. And of course we won't flee here. So we will just end our turn. So where can he go? I think we should go... Yeah, I think past our card is good. Over here. Okay, so we can't actually make it over there. So we will use the ambush stance in case somebody comes close to us. And here we will just attack. And that's enough to take her out. So let's check the map. We are here. So we should go this way. Yeah, that's the right way. So let's see. Over there, let's get that ambush stance going once again. Okay, cool. So here we have our rifleman, I think is the best term. So we could switch weapons. Or what I want to try out, let's try out the disengage, because we haven't done that so far. So let's confirm and disengage. Okay, so we are safely retreated back. And to reload we need 3 points which will prevent us from moving away further. So it's not ideal, but there's not much we can do. So let's reload. And after that we will end our turn. So of course she's just moving back in, but I wanted to see the disengage.
A new round has started.
Here we will keep engaged and attack. Okay, so now let's try the parry stance. There's our ambush, because she moved towards us. And we're once again getting a hammer to the face, or 2, or 3. So he's all alone here. So there's loot. So let's just move him over there as well. Where do I need to go? That way. And then take a left here. And can we make a charge over there? Yes, so let's do that so we can help out our rifleman here. And then we will attack again. Okay, nice, so that worked out pretty good. So here we will charge as well. 70% is good enough, I think. And the damage bonus is pretty big. And then we will activate the dodge stance. We can't counterattack. We can't attack more because that would cost 3, apparently. What the hell is Squire's Curse? I'm assuming that we will learn about that in the next tutorial, so let's just try it out now and see what happens. So far it looks only like a attack of some sort. And then we will use a dodge stance. I've no idea if it gave her a debuff or something like that, so we'll have to wait and see until we actually find out what it does. So to finish it off, let's just switch weapons here. Okay, so it's a club, and let's club her over the head. Okay, awesome. What can we do now? We don't have any more action points. You know what I mean here? Offense points, so we can't attack. So let's use a dodge stance here.
A new round has started.
And then we will attack. And we missed. And we will parry. And then she missed here. And then she hit. And she's activating dodge stance as well. So now we can charge here. So let's do that. And that worked. And we will confirm the dodge stance. Okay, so there's only one enemy remaining. So let's try to take her out as quickly as possible. I should start placing beacons because they help with the orientation a lot. But it wasn't really necessary, so we finished the tutorial and wiped out the enemy warband. So hopefully this time the video will survive so that in the next video we can move on to the advanced combat tactics. And I guess that is it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, leave me a like and a comment. And if you've got any tips and or suggestions for Mordheim, just let me know. And also if you want to see me play more Mordheim or Blood Bowl 2 or whatever's coming up in the future, you could always subscribe to my channel. And I hope to hear from you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.